Hello Internet. Today we have this PNY 5080 that came in for repair. No, it does not have a burnt connector, or a cracked board, or even a sign of sag.
Perfect.
The board is perfectly straight, if this ruler is straight. Using my custom-made GPU doctor, that happens to get dirty once in a while, I can confirm that even the power is looking good. So let's plug it in and see if it posts. The card posted.
And we are done. We're gonna invoice and mail this back to the customer.
But as soon as I try to run firmwork, system would freeze, caps lock becomes non-responsive, and that's basically why it's here. After taking it apart and looking around the component layout, it makes me wonder, why is it that the GPU die is oriented this way? Why not rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise? It would make the communication line travel less distance between the core and the motherboard. It would also prevent cracked solder joints forming under the memory and the core, since those will be moved up out of harm's way. It is the orientation of the core that I suspect is the problem. And the solution is obviously rebol the core and nearby memory chips and see if that works. Rebol is done. The 5080 posted an image, so let's assemble it and test it. And there. Have a close look at what Nvidia did with the 50 series graphics cards. They removed the hotspot temperature sensor to save $5 or 5 cents. The core temperature spiked up very quickly, system froze, and the fans went full blast. Trying to run a light load, same result. It freezes before it even runs. I thought to myself, maybe I forgot something. So I opened the card and there's no paste. I'll apply fresh paste and try again. Who knows, maybe that's all it was. That's what happens when you have thousands of people literally watching you work. Trying to run and test again, we're now getting much better temperatures for sure. but we're not getting any further since the system froze again. Maybe the issue is with the power delivery? I removed the extensions, ran the test again, and look, the Valley is running on low resolution.
We're gonna invoice and mail this back to the customer.
So I slowly increased the resolution to see what happens. So far so good. Let's try Time Spy. It will load the GPU a bit harder than the Valley. There. It froze again. Maybe we have a BIOS issue? I reflashed the card and ran the test again. This time, I didn't want to run any 3D tests, and instead,
We're gonna invoice and mail this back.
just test the memory and power. The test you see here stresses the memory and the power, while not using any 3D rendering whatsoever. And as you can see, the test has passed, and that means
We are done. We're gonna invoice and mail this back to the customer.
there are no problems with the memory or power. Upon closer inspection of
Invoice.
the back side of the capacitor here looks somewhat different from the rest. It shows a sign of a blowout on the back of the board, maybe even a short. I'm not sure. I don't think this would cause any issues, but I also don't know why the board looks like it had a shorted capacitor, and what would be the consequences of that short. Regardless, after running a Time Spy, it seems to be freezing no matter what I do. I guess this 5080 is dead. Goodbye. Don't forget to hit the like for the cats.